Hi everybody, thank you for joining me. This is Living Divinity. So I always like to start out by being grateful and humble and thanking you all for being here, because as you know, if you're not here, then there's no need for me, right, to be here reading. So I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you for all those who are putting in comments, who are liking, who are subscribing. And sharing would be great for the reason of sharing with others so they have the opportunity to hear the messages. Okay, so I'm going to begin by reading out of the Bible. Thank you, God, for this opportunity to read for our collective here. So I'm going to be in Matthew's, and let me see, the fulfillment of the law, which is Matthew 5:17. Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. I tell you the truth, until heaven and earth disappear, not the smallest letter, not the least stroke of a pen, will by any means disappear from the law until everything is accomplished. Anyone who breaks one of the least of these commandments and teaches others to do the same will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever practices and teaches these commands will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I tell you that unless your righteousness surpasses that of the Pharisees and the teachers of the law, you will certainly not enter the kingdom of heaven. So the first one talks regarding murder, and that's Matthew 5:21. You have heard that it was said to the people long ago, do not murder, and anyone who murders will be subject to judgment. But I tell you that anyone who is angry with his brother will be subject to judgment. Again, anyone who says to his brother, Raka, is unanswerable in the Sanhedrin, but anyone who says, you fool, will be in danger of the fire of hell. Therefore, if you are offering your gift at the altar, and there remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there in front of the altar. First go and be reconciled to your brother, then come and offer your gift. Settle matters quickly with your adversary who is taking you to court. Do it while you are still with him on the way, or he may hand you over to the judge, and the judge may hand you over to the officer, and you may be thrown into prison. I tell you the truth, you will not get out until you have paid the last penny. Okay, so the fulfillment of law is where we began. We read about murder, so adultery would be next. Adultery and divorce and oaths and eye for an eye, love your enemies. So we may continue on there. Sorry about the rattling. If anyone would like for me to read a section out of the Bible, just put it in the comments and I'll line it up, okay? So first of all, I retrieved these cards here, 62 cards. Miracles Now, Inspirational Affirmations and Life-Changing Tools by Gabriel Bernstein. So I'm just going to pull out a card and read it. They're very beautiful cards. They remind me of some of my paintings I did, as well as what I imagine the deep space would look like. Okay, so let me start out with this card. In order to awaken the world to the light, I must not be afraid to shine. So does that resonate with anyone out there? It's a scary thing to do, something that you haven't done before. However, once you just decide, oh, heck with it, this is what I want to do, and I don't care if people want to judge me. I don't care what people want to say negatively or think negatively or do negatively. I'm going to do what I want to do. And it's something that's going to help the world awaken. It's someone's going to help you get along, right? Get on your path. And therefore, once you get on your path, you will have some sort of tools from the experience of getting on your path, how you can direct someone else to get on their path, and so forth and so on. And that's kind of the journey, right? So that's what I love about these YouTube tarot readers. I've been watching them, like I said, since 2018, and it's been an everyday thing because I studied it. I've actually found answers in some of the readings that I needed, and I was able to move forward. And my story is related around tarot readings and how they brought me to my awakening and how it helped me see the people around me, okay, who they really were. So next, I'm going to go with Divine Feather. And here's the feather. And it is the crow. Universal laws and truths are now being revealed. Use this energy to create your reality. So the crow. Crow is a common bird that likes to test, intrigue, and annoy. They can be found often in groups creating sound in a mob-like fashion with their caw to warn and drive off predators. The common crow is black with dark blue and purple tones. It has deep association with the nighttime, the maternal, and the womb. Crows are highly intelligent sentinels who perch high in trees, overseeing the flow of activity. They remind us that creation and magic are part of the cosmic energies. Under the guidance of universal laws, we find that incredible roadmap for manifesting our desires. The message: the crow is a wise messenger of the power of creation. Crow speaks the language of the universal creator and asks you to go into the darkest to tap into your manifesting ability. Pay attention to messages, visions, and signs. The universal laws govern all and tell us that there is an unending field of potential that can be accessed. You can think of it as magic or universal energy. It matters not. The energy of Crow is urging you to start creating all that you desire. Crow playfully reminds you to enjoy the process. Energies: creation, universal laws, communication. Season: all year round. Element: earth and air. Color: black and purple. Your affirmation today is: I acknowledge my own higher connection. I am a powerful channel. So a quick story about the crow. At the local park, which is Leroy Park. Anyways, that park has been there since the 1800s, and I think it says 1871. But my brothers, God bless their hearts, these two are both passed away, but we would go to the park and my brothers would lay in the middle of the park. And back then there were pine trees like wrapped all the way around the park and sporadically put, but there was actually an open part that didn't have any trees. And they would go lay in the middle of the opening, and it was like they were taunting the crows. And it was almost as if they had a connection with the crows. It was like, come and get me kind of thing. And the crows would swoop down, and my brothers would get up and run as fast as they could, and the crows would come down to the top of their heads and like pluck hair out. And it was a game that they played with the birds. So we are all really energetically connected. And it's sort of like if you have a dog, right? And my dog, he acts a certain way to certain men. And I tell the ladies, like when I go next door to the gas station, and he acts up. I said, oh, the guy must have been thinking something weird about me, and that's why he acted that way, because normally he doesn't. But we are all energetically connected. The sooner you realize that, the sooner your life will start making a lot more sense than it does now. So moving forward, we got the messages from the mermaids, and I got 2 of them this time again. So we have communication. So you see she's communicating with that turtle. I see a lot of YouTubes where people are going into the deep ocean and playing with sharks. It's not something that I think they would read, that I'm very scared of them and they probably would eat me up. So some people can do that fearlessly. So if you're wondering how my dog's doing, he's still swollen. The swollenness, he's got like a big pocket in his neck, and then yesterday it was like on his cheek and under his eye, so his eye was beginning to get swollen. So I flushed his mouth out with salt water, and I gave him a hot compress, and I gave him an aspirin and a penicillin, and now he's just resting, trying to make himself feel better. He seems to like the warm, damp towel on his face. I can imagine, you know, when your skin's swollen, it aches, and it's thin, right? Because it's being pulled, and then so the feeling of moisture probably feels really good to him. So let me move forward onto communication. Pick up your phone and make that call. There's something you need to communicate, and now's the time to do it. You can see the mermaid communicating with the turtle. This shows that communication can take many forms. It's not only verbal, but can also be telepathic. Animals communicate using colors and frequencies. Perhaps you feel that things were left unsaid in a recent conversation. Sometimes we can get tongue-tied during an honest encounter, and the words just won't flow. If this is the case, you can write a letter, an email, or a text. It's vital to articulate things that are important to you, and writing them down is a great way to do this. You can then choose to send the communication to the other person or not. You'll know what to do with it once you've expressed your feelings. Sometimes we don't have the opportunity to express the things we wish to because the other person has passed on. If this is the case, using the method of writing everything down can be very cathartic. It could be that someone wishes to communicate with you and you're not giving them the space to do so because you think you won't like what they have to say. If you have an active imagination, things can seem bad when the reality is often less harsh. When we communicate with love and compassion, we can experience miraculous breakthroughs. This mermaid is also saying you could be called to mediate between other people's communications to ensure both sides are being heard, or it could be time to consider training to become a counselor, or perhaps it would be beneficial for you to see oneself and get some things off your chest. So regarding communication, I've kind of my whole life had communication open. The times that I would turned it off would be if someone was angry, or maybe I was angry at them, or what else? I would say the fear of someone's anger made me not speak when I could have spoken, said something. But I think I always said what was on my mind, and unless someone was really, really angry, and depending upon who it was, I either spoke up and said my piece, or I just remain silent and let them say whatever they wanted to say. But I would say mostly that was when I was a kid. It's very intimidating when your dad's going around the house yelling and screaming, right? Because you don't know if he's going to do something to you that's going to hurt you when you've seen him hurt other people. But my dad was always one to, he asked me. He might have waited till after he was angry, but he would ask me something, and that way I could get it off my chest. So I was blessed to have that relationship, that part of it with my father. Next, we have contentment. So when you're able to speak your piece and you do it in a loving way, then you can just relax and say, I did what I was supposed to do. I did what my heart told me to. Now I feel content. Maybe I didn't give him or her a chance to answer, and maybe that time might come, So you want to just kind of leave it in a way where you feel content that you spoke your piece. So, contentment. And that can come from doing other things that you like to do, the accomplishments, things you've worked on. You could be an artist. You could have made a poem into a song. You could have played that song for someone or a group of people, and afterwards you got an applause of some sort or some congratulatory remarks, and it makes you feel content, right, that you did a good job. But this contentment says, count your blessings to stay in a place of contentment. Feeling content is a wonderful feeling. Enjoy this time, dear friend. You've earned it. The serene mermaid is totally at ease as she sits on a bridge with the light from the lighthouse shining in her direction, illuminating her blessings and helping her to feel deep gratitude for her life situation. The bridge gives her the perfect vantage point from which she can view her surroundings clearly. The sea is calm and is a reflection of her life right now. Contentment is a feeling many people strive for, being in a state of deep satisfaction with everything. How wonderful is that? If this is how you're feeling at this time in your life, then enjoy this well-deserved accomplishment. Continue to be grateful and appreciate this beautiful experience. If you feel anything but content, then this mermaid swims into your cards today to remind you that contentment is possible. Just a slight change of mind, a different perspective can shine new light on your life, so that contentment can be easily within your reach. Contentment isn't a permanent place of being, but it's certainly a welcome resting point in your journey. So enjoy it when it comes and helps to make it last by counting your blessings and show gratitude for the good things in your life. Experiencing love can bring about great feelings of contentment, and unconditionally loving yourself can also produce similar feelings. Falling in love with life itself can give one of the deepest feelings of contentment combined with gratitude. Wow, that was really something. Okay. So next, we go to the Tattoo Tarot. So in my last reading, I shuffled, which I'm doing that now. I did my cuts, my standard cuts that, I don't know, it just makes me feel like everything's where it should be. And we're praying that the message that Divine wants you to hear will reveal itself here through these cards. And so what I did last time was I read all the cards out of the book, and then I put the cards, actually put you guys on hold a few times. I don't even know if you noticed it, but I had to take the cards in groups and review them and tell you how I think that the message is supposed to be. So keep in mind that this is a general reading. Not everything's going to resonate for you, but if it does, that's super great. And if it doesn't, whatever doesn't resonate for you, you just put to the side. It could be past, present, or future. And put it in your story where it fits. Don't force it. Okay. So let me, and I've been pulling off the top instead of trying to dig through to get cards out. So let me do the cut. And then I'll do one more cut. Okay, at the bottom we have the Hangman. So I'll pull that off. Below that is the Devil. Below that is the Two of Swords. And the Queen of Cups. And the Fool. Okay, so now let's just pull from the top. We have the Hierophant. Who is he to you? He's someone who's religious. He's someone who, I believe he knows things that he doesn't always share. He is the Pope, tradition, convention, ritual, symbolism, ceremony, religion, religious practices, morality, social approval, instructions, philosophy, universal law, mercy, goodness, forgiveness, humility, vulnerability. Impotent can be a religious tyranny. Okay, so one major arcana, our first card. Next, we have the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is considered a card of celebration. Maybe you feel accomplished in something, or someone you know does, and it's time to get everybody together. It is a happy gathering, social activity, group effort, victory, problems solved, wounds and painful memories healed, pleasures of life, joyous family, support from siblings, cousins, peers, conclusion. Next we have the scary guy, the Knight of Wands. I always say he looks scary, but he does have his third eye open. And he's holding on to his wand. He has a tattoo of a sail, looks like a sailing ship, so maybe he likes to travel. He's on the move, travel, flight, departure. There's been a disruption of some kind or altered plans. Could be home modifications, it could be a new address, moving abroad, absence, away from home, strangers' arrival, upsetting the status quo. So when I read that, strangers arriving, upsetting the status quo, I think about his household. And someone comes from the outside who's not really part of the family to interrupt. So say if he's someone's son and the mom and dad are in the house, and all of a sudden some woman comes knocking at the door and proclaims that she's with the father or something like that. That's kind of what this card reminds me of. But this one's obviously ready to move on. He's ready to move abroad. He's ready for a new address. He has seen everything he wants to see, and he knows that it's time to set course elsewhere. Now the Two of Wands. Two heads are better than one in some cases. Does he stay or go? So he's still deciding. And it has to do with individual success versus codependency. He could be dissatisfied with his current lot, seeking greener pastures, and he has some sort of restraint. Is he getting his needs met? Temporary need for independence. Does he stay or go? Next we have the Magician. The Magician is a master manifester. Now, a magician could be good or bad, just like anybody else, right? So could be the magician in the bad way is trying to get him not to go, get him to stay confused, get him to not make decisions, to be, do I stay or do I go type thing. On a good note, if he is doing good work, he's going to implore the person to make the decisions for himself. Make decisions that makes him or her happy. He's going to be supportive, I think. When I see him, the magician, that's kind of what's in my mind, because they could be good or bad. Here, he's the juggler, the trickster, power, divine connection and inspiration, skill, talent, enterprise and initiative, willpower, mastery, self-control, diplomacy, dexterity, leadership, a one-man band, but also a chatterbox. So next we have the King of Cups. He is a king, and he's all about love, and either he's been in jail before because he has that tattoo, that teardrop tattoo, and I heard that means you've spent time in prison. If that's the case, then he's possibly learned his lessons on what he should desire and what he should love and how he should go about it. He has grown up. He's not a kid anymore. He's very mature. And it says he's a fair, blonde, older male, responsible, honest, kind man, creative, educated or professional, liberal, poetic, artistic, religious, legal beagle, or businessman, fluctuating, unreliable, lacking persistence. So you could kind of say that could be like wishy-washy, right? If you have a lacking persistence or fluctuating and unreliable. So is this all the same person? Is this kind of, he knows better? Whatever he's doing right and whatever he's doing wrong, he knows the difference between right and wrong. Maybe he grew up in a religious background. He has spent some time having get-togethers, having parties. Whenever I see 3, I think of a third party. So it could be, what is that French term? Ménage à trois. Maybe he's scared that this brought out a really bad side of him, and maybe that kind of looks like it could be a stick to test. So is he testing to see if someone's pregnant? Is he testing for STD? Could be anything, right? And here we are with stay or go. Do I stay in this party atmosphere? Have I had enough of it? Do I stay or go? I think he's manifesting a better life. I think he's manifesting to be a king, to do right by himself, to love himself, to cherish himself, to appreciate his life. And when you start loving yourself and appreciating yourself, you will call in someone who matches your energy, right? So next we have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups always speaks about nostalgic, thinking of people from your past that you had wonderful times with, and it could be several different people you're thinking about, or it could be one person, right? There's the heart and the cross, where it could be one person that had all these different qualities that he just loved. All these different qualities: respectful, kind, generous, thoughtful, helpful, vulnerable. So that it could be, you'd have to choose which ones fit in. And if none of those of the descriptions fit in, then you put in the ones that you need, if in fact that card fits in your story. Next, he wants the Ten of Cups. He sees that he's known all along. He actually seen this person and him, put it where it fits, okay, male, female, up in front of a pope, up in front, prayers that everything works out between the two of them. Now this could also be energetically, right? Energetically in the 5D or 7D. I'm still learning about all that, but not in the 3D. It could be both of them are praying. They're praying, oh, this is the one for me, that's the one for me. God, I'm going to try to change my life. I'm going to get out of this party thing going on. I'm going to stop being afraid. I'm going to manifest the life that I really want, which is the Ten of Cups. I chose wrong before. I put partying in front of the person that I really knew was for me. I was afraid. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. My third eye was open, but I couldn't speak. I want to be better than just what I've been in the past. And I want a better life for me. Stability. One person, one-on-one. I dream about her. I think about her all day long. I can't get her out of my mind. She is everything to me, my Ten of Cups. And I feel like she belongs to me, even though we're not together. Maybe she hasn't even shown up. Maybe the Six of Cups is his thoughts about the perfect one for me that brings me everything that I could ever dream of. So it could be someone in your life from the past. It could be someone you haven't met yet. The Three of Wands. The Three of Wands, well, like I said, when we get threes, I get a little worried. But this one says strength in numbers, business cooperation and success, busy times, being on the go, established strength, troubles ending, a ceasefire, ships coming in. The problem is there could be mixed loyalties and occasional disappointments. So occasional disappointments are one thing, but mixed loyalties, that can really break down a relationship, right? Because if you're not all for me and I'm not all for you, and I let other people inject their opinions or their thoughts, and if they're negative for whatever reason, maybe they're negative because it's the truth. But if they truly don't want these two to be together, then if they can't find any dirt on him or her, then they'll just make it up because they don't want someone to have this when they don't even have it, right? Unfortunately, that's how most human nature is. You know, we're supposed to celebrate other people's greatness. We're supposed to celebrate their accomplishments, but not, you know, the most of the world just doesn't want you to have better than they have. Next we have the Six of Swords. So he is deciding. Six of Swords usually portrays someone getting on a boat and traveling away from this. They decide, I decided this way first, and I got this and this. That didn't make me happy. It was a temporary, you know, it was a lifestyle that's temporary. I want something more solid. So I'm going to take my 6 of Swords and I'm going to go somewhere better where I can start fresh and I can start a new life. I can just work on myself and focus on what I want instead of everybody around me. The journey, going to warmer or cooler climates. A messenger, kind attention, success after trials, recovery from illness or bereavement. So someone, you know, when you just decide to change, it really is hard to get away from that. You know it's not that good for you, but you really had a lot of good times with all these people that you had in your life, right? And then when you decide, I've had enough, that's not what I want anymore, you do go through a sense of bereavement, knowing that these people are not going with you. You're going on your own journey about your self-healing, your self-love, your self-discovery. And no one else can go. Next we have the King of Coins. So we have the King of Cups, and now we have the King of Coins. Now this could be 2 guys. One of them could be a girl, or it could just resonate to the same person. So you have to fit it where it fits if it does. If not, discard it. But I see that again, it could go 2 ways. Let's see. This could be 2 people. Boy, 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 girl, girl, boy, girl, girl. Okay? But I think it's the same person because we pulled this card first. And he's looking, saying, where have I been? What have I been doing? Where do I want to go? And when he starts new, well, he's focusing on rebuilding his life, right? So all of his money matters. Making a living matters. Saving money matters. He can manifest money. He can manifest jobs. He can manifest employment. He knows how to make money. He's the King of Coins. So he moved on from what was, and now he has to learn or do, he has to manifest money in his life because money makes the world go around, right? And he can't entertain someone if he doesn't have any money. And not all women need that, but, you know, just to get a stable home, if you're relocating, you know, you need money. Okay, so dark man, characterful person, master, successful, valor, victory, bravery, experienced, intelligence, science, mathematician, business acumen, geometry, physics. He could have a defect. He could be showing danger or weakness or imperfection. And he could have or could be getting involved or getting out of corruption, vice, or some sort of perversity. Next, we have the King of Wands. So now we have 3 kings. So is this one person carrying all the characters of one king? There's no ladies here, so I would say that this person has really been trying to work on himself, mastering every aspect of his life. So the King of Wands is estate owner, manager, wise, consciousness, educated, pillar of the community, good mediator, devoted, loyal, good conscience, can be strict and harsh, severe measures, austerity. Okay. So it kind of feels like someone's really gone through, you know, what is that called? Where you really discover yourself and you go into like the hangman position. and you're evaluating everything around you, the things that were devilish that you had to experience to learn the lessons. And again, realizing that you chose wrong, that you really didn't want that life for you, for yourself. And this is who is the one you dream about, and the one that you are going through so many changes, that you are not only the King of Coins, not only the King of Cups, but also the King of Wands, because you want to win her over. And this is where you decide, I'm going to take a leap of faith, and I'm going to take that Six of Swords. So let's see. The Eight of Swords is where you were. You were locked up mentally. People were telling you things that weren't true. You probably discovered that when you were in the hangman position, that all these people around you were not telling you the truth about this Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups, she is someone that a lot of people desire. However, she just doesn't go around and just, try to please everybody. She's busy loving herself. She's busy having respect for herself. And if you can't come to her straight, she doesn't want you. So she could actually have women and men who want her. And if this fool was around all these people that wanted to either be in his position or be in her position, they will lie, cheat, steal, destroy, okay, to get what they want. So he's gotten out of his head. He's like, this is what I need to do. And let's just take 3 more cards and see. So the 3 cards we have is the Seven of Swords, is the King of Swords, is the Queen of Coins. So it could be very possible that these two, they're not a match, right? But they don't match each other. They're both King and Queen. So it could be these two that gathered, information or fabricated information to put this guy in the Eight of Swords. So the Seven of Swords played a role in this. The Seven of Swords has to do with cunning, skillfulness, determination. It's supposed to be done for the right purposes, and it's considering escape from an imprisoning situation, manipulation that tends to backfire, watch your back, change of heart, treachery. So that really is a confirmation of what I was just saying. All the lies that were told to this fool who had gone into the hangman position to actually see things more clearly. He elevated himself to where he's actually equals 3 kings, because he wants all his bases covered to win her back. He knows that he was wrong. He believed the stories, the lies. And now he has to go back and get out of this and talk to his Queen of Cups. So the Seven of Swords is that the devil made him do it. The devil made them be so jealous, so envious, so determined to break these two apart and keep them separated. That they used all of their skill, anything they can do, say, make up lies. It's funny how you can tell someone, hey, go over and tell John that Sue was messing around with Mark, and make him believe it so that he walks away. He will actually get into this devil energy and say, screw her. I don't know who she is. She means nothing to me if she's going to go behind my back and screw with so-and-so. And they've done the job that the devil wanted them to do, was to keep them apart. The King and Queen of Cups. The King's in there somewhere. So that's the end of our reading. If it didn't resonate, don't force it. If it did, apply what is there to help you make your decisions in your future. And always do your own research. Okay? I'm a reader. I read the cards the way I kind of think how the story should be told. Doesn't mean that it's necessarily your story. Okay? Because it could have a whole bunch of different variations about it. So, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate you. I'm sending you love, light, peace, and harmony, happiness, and healing. God bless you. Please like, share, and subscribe for the algorithm of the channel. Please make a comment so I know that you are paying attention to my readings. And we'll see you on the next time. God bless. Aloha.